Let us write few programs on arrays. I will take one array of size 10 and I will store some numbers in this one, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 3, 5, 9. Now the first program, I will find the sum of all these elements. So for that I will declare one variable sum which is initialized to 0. Now I have to iterate through all these elements one by one, and every element I should add it to sum. So one of the loop that will take me through all these elements is a for loop for I assign 0 and I is less than 10 I plus plus. So every time sum assigned with the sum plus a of I. So this will be storing the element in sum. Okay. So this will be adding a element with the sum and storing the result in sum. So I don't have to give the brackets also, because it's a simple statement in a loop. Then simply I will write cout sum of all elements is sum and L. Let us run and see. Yeah, sum of all the elements is 67. So if you add all these, you will get 67. So that's it. This is a program for finding the sum of all the elements in an array. Now I have another loop that is called as for each loop. So I'll just try this with that for each loop. So int x from a. So here I will say x. So let us run and see. I have just changed this with x. So x will be taking the values like 2, then 4, then 6, and so on. And every element is added to sum and the result is stored in sum. Let us run the program and see. Yeah, same 67 I got. Now here you remember that, and here if you remember, instead of writing int, I can also write auto. This x will automatically become of type integer because we are taking the elements from an array A. Let us run this and see. It's not a syntax error, it's running perfectly, and the answer is 67. So I can use for loop, or even I can use for each loop for finding the sum. Now let me modify the same program for finding the maximum of all these elements. So the maximum element you can see that is 12. So I want to find out that maximum element. So for that I should already have one variable max, which should have the very smallest value of type integer. So there is a constant available that is min, that is int min. So I should have a smallest number with myself, and here inside this for loop I'll use brackets. Now if x is greater than max, see here I have taken a smallest integer inside max. So if I get even a single value that is greater than minimum integer, that will be taken in max. So what I'll do is, if x is greater than max, then I will store that x in max. So max assign x. That's it. I wanted only one line under this if, so even I can avoid this bracket. So now let me display the results. Cout maximum number is max and L. Let us run the program. I should get the answer 12. Yes, I got the answer 12. Let me show you the reason why I am taking int min, that is minimum of integer. Some students think that why can't we take just 0? So I'll just take 0 and I will make all these numbers as negative. Now tell me, now check here which is the largest number. So the largest number is -2. All numbers are less than -2. But here I have taken the initial value as 0. Let us run and see what answer I'll get. See, the answer is 0 because the maximum number was, we have taken it as 0, and that 0 remains as it is. None of these numbers are greater than max, so this condition never met, so the value of max is never changed. So if you want to consider positive numbers as well as negative numbers, then go for minimum integer value. Int min is a built-in constant in C++, so you can use this for getting the minimum integer number, that is minus 21, 47, 48, 36 and 48. That's it. So now let me change quickly the program for finding the minimum of all these numbers. So you can see that the minimum for all these numbers is minus 12. So I want that one. So I'll change the variable name to min, and wherever it appears, I'll just change it to min. Now what is the other change I have to do? After making this all as min, this condition I have to change. If x is less than min, then change min to x. And here, instead of minimum integer, I should take it as a max integer. Let us run and see. I should get the answer as minus 12 because that is the smallest element in the list. Yes, minus 12 is the answer. So this is the smallest element that is there in the array. If I remove negative numbers and make them as positive, now one of the number, I'll make it as minus 3. So I should get the answer as minus 3. Let us run this. Yes, the minimum number in an array is 3. So that's it. These are the programs for finding the maximum of the list of elements in an array and minimum of all the elements in an array, and also we have seen how to find sum. Now I will modify this program for searching an element in a array, that is list. So I'll use linear search. So I'll remove all these things, let the array be as it is. Then I have to search for a key element, so I will take one more variable key. Then I will ask input, that is enter a key to search. I'll ask the user from the keyboard, I will take the input, the key value. Now I will search for this key value inside this array. So I can use for loop, I can use for each loop, any one thing I can use, and even I can use while loop. So I will use for loop here. Integer I assign 0, I is less than name. Now here I can use for loop or for each loop, but actually I want the index. Suppose I am searching for 12, then 12 is at index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's at index 4. So I want the index of that element. So I cannot use for each loop. For each loop doesn't work based on indices. So I have to use for loop here. Integer I assign 0 and I is less than 10, I plus plus. Every time I have to check whether that key element is equal to the element in an array at a present index I. If so, then I will say cout element found at, I want the index, right? So I will say I, it is found at index I. Then this I will give it in brackets. Now once it is found at index I, then what I should do, I should stop the program. So I will say just exit 0. So this will terminate my program. I should not continue further at all. If I have came out of the for loop, means the element is not found, then here I can say element, or say key element not found. So if I have finished the loop, then it means the element is not found. Otherwise the element is there in an array, it is found here, and I can display the index here. I am displaying an index, then it will exit. Let us run and see. Oh, typing mistake in enter. Enter a key for search, so I'll give the search key as 12. So you can see that the index I got is 4. I'll run once again. Here I'll give endl. When it is found, I'll give it as endl. So I get a space endl. enter a search key value. So I'll give the key value as 11. So it is found at index 9. I'll run once again. Now I'll give the element as 31. So the key element not found. So it has checked everything and it has came out. That's it. You can try this program by yourself and also try to debug the program and see how it is working.